Hi folks, Derek from the Rangers Review here with a roundup of some of the big stories involving Rangers this Wednesday. Hi everybody, Derek from the Rangers Review here with a roundup of all the big stories involving Rangers this Wednesday, the 15th of May. Now it's fair to say Philippe Clement wasn't too happy with his side's display in yesterday's 5-2 comeback win against Dundee at Ibrox. He lambasted the first half performance, says it was a much better showing in the second half as Rangers scored 5 goals without reply after going 2-0 down to the Dark Blues. Now, in his post-match press conference, he also discussed a number of the young players, many of which we saw last night. Leon King was involved from the start for the very first time this season. Ross McCausland came back into the starting lineup and scored a goal in the first half to reduce the deficit. And then we also seen a competitive debut for Robbie Fraser, while Cole McKinnon also came on to the pitch in the second half. And Clement was speaking about the young players in the pathway to the first team in his post-match press conference and bridging that gap between the B team and the first team. Quite interesting what he had to say. This is what he said. We are working from October, from the first day, on the integration of all the young lads. We are busy with that also for next season, and also guys who are not in the selection today to get them into the squad. It is an important thing, and they have been training a lot with us to get the principles to understand the demand in the first team. For example, Ross McCausland last season trained 5 times with the first team. You cannot be ready to step in after just 5 trainings with the first team. We are busy with this program to get integration into the first team as much as possible in our training. He added, it is not like suddenly Cole McKinnon or Robbie Fraser needs to play with Tavernier next to them. They have so many times in the dressing room together, so many times on the training pitch together that they feel comfortable with them. The other guys also, they know the qualities. We are going to continue with that. It is a major part. He continued, the club needs for the future to get also money in by producing or making players better, getting young players in and to make them better to sell them. Also, for sure, out of the academy, making players who can be starters in the first team. That needs to be a model that we will build the next couple of years. It is not the work of 1 week, 2 weeks, 6 months, or even 1 year or 2 years. It is an important thing, and it is important we gave chances to Ross to be a symbol of the academy. And out of that, Cole, Robbie and John Lee and the others, they feel it is also possible, and it gives belief that this is what they are showing. Does it mean they are ready to start every game and to play every game? Not yet, but I hope they are going to challenge all the others. For me, it is not important how old somebody is. So quite interesting to hear what the Rangers manager had to say on the young lads and about their prospects of featuring for the first team next season. I imagine 1 or 2 may make the jump, but of course it is an almighty gap between playing for the B team and then starting for the Rangers first team. Interestingly, he was also speaking to BBC Sports Sound yesterday ahead of the game against Dundee, and he says that the players are in for the summer of their lives. He says, not in the most pleasant way though, he says there's going to be a grueling pre-season fitness schedule on the horizon. He said the biggest scoop is that the foundation of the house is clearly not good. The players who are not prepared to play 3 games a week on high intensity because it's been all season. We've had players out and players not ready for that. So for that, we really need a good, strong preparation. We're going to do this in the summer to solve this problem. That's one of the reasons, and there are a few others more that we're going to work on to make it better and to solve it. He was then asked if that signalled that the players were in for the pre-season of their lives, to which Clement responded, and their summer break also of their lives, because they'll have a programme also in their holidays. Yes, that's what we're going to need to perform as a group next season in Europe and in the league, and the players and that the players can cope with more intensity than they did this season. So there you go. That's what the manager had to say about the summer in store. We are expecting a bit of an upheaval in terms of players coming in and also going out. And one such player who was heavily linked with the move back in January was the Brazilian left-back Jefte. He's currently on loan from his club in his homeland, Fluminense, at Cypriot side Apoel. Now, it was thought that after that move collapsed in January, given that Borna Barisic and Ridvan Yilmaz did not depart, that Rangers would go in for Jefte in the summertime and sign him. However, the Apoel president by the name of Prodromos Petrides has stated the Cypriots intend to purchase him from Fluminense by activating his release clause. Speaking to the Cypriot radio station Supersport FM, he said, "We have until May 31st and there is room for the clause. We should have the player's signature. We have sent the message to Fluminense to exercise the right to acquire the player. It is not an easy deal to fund, but we have covered huge sums for debts. We have a much better financial situation to manage." So that is what the Apoel president had to say about that. Rangers will no doubt have to look to strengthen in that area of the pitch with Borna Barisic departing in the summer. He will join Trabzonspor over in Turkey. I expect noise surrounding Ridvan Yilmaz, as there always is every transfer window. Know that Galatasaray is still very keen on signing him. Rangers should be looking at the left-back position. They have been linked to a number of players, not only Jefte, and I imagine they'll look to bring reinforcements in that department. Another bit of news, not directly affecting Rangers, but it does involve Rangers, and that is on the refereeing front. News earlier today about who will replace the outgoing Crawford Allen as head of refereeing at the Scottish Football Association. An appointment has now been confirmed. Drumroll, please. It will be Willie Collum. Yes, he will take up the role that Crawford Allen is vacating at the end of the season. Now, a statement on the SFA website, Collum says, "I am proud and honoured to be appointed the Scottish FA's head of refereeing. It's well known that I took up refereeing at the age of 14, and today's announcement is the culmination of some of the greatest experiences of my career. It's my strong view that the role of head of refereeing is responsible to all of Scottish football, not just the association, as I am fully aware of the passion and expectations from clubs, players, supporters, and match officials themselves. I wouldn't have achieved half of what I have as a referee without the support of my colleagues and teammates within refereeing, and my immediate priority is to galvanise the current network of match officials from Category 1 to those taking the field for the first time." He added, "I've been in their shoes at every level. I want to help others fulfil their potential by overcoming the challenges along the way and seizing the opportunities. I will outline my plan in detail when I start officially, but I was emphatic throughout the interview process that I want to improve, with consultation and consensus, the operation and delivery of VAR for all concerned. I want to use my experience to alleviate the unsustainable burden on our match officials and improve relations and mutual respect between match officials, club officials, players, coaches, and fans. I would like to thank Crawford for leading the implementation of VAR, and I know I can count on him for advice during the handover period and along the way. I look forward to getting started." Now, Ian Maxwell, the SFA chief executive, said, "When we announced that Crawford was leaving at the end of the season, the board and senior team were clear that we would leave no stone unturned in getting the best candidate for a job that has become significantly more demanding with the arrival of VAR. We had applications from experienced candidates across the UK, Europe, North America, Asia, and Australia. It is to Willie's great credit that he emerged as the outstanding candidate from such a strong international field. Willie has had a unique refereeing career, which started in his early teens. He has gone on to become one of our most experienced and decorated match officials, and has amassed the practical knowledge and experience to make a significant contribution as head of refereeing. He spoke with passion and purpose on how he sees the role of head of refereeing. We look forward to him implementing his plan, and I would like to reiterate my thanks to Crawford Allen for his contribution over the last 4 years, not least on leading on the feasibility and implementation of VAR. I know he'll be on hand to support Willie during the handover period as required." So there you have it, folks. Willie Collum will be taking over as the head of refereeing at the SFA. How do you feel about that? Let us know in the comments. There you go. If you want to keep up to date with all the latest Rangers news, you know what to do, folks. Be sure to subscribe to the Rangers Review YouTube channel. Bye for now.